in now. Um, so thank you for this amazing introduction. Um, Today we'll be talking about digital twins. But before that, I would like to know how many of you are wearing smartwatches. I can see one. Okay, quite a few. And how many of you have smartphones? All of you. I should be actually asking who doesn't have a smartphone. All of you have. So if, let's say because he is wearing a smartwatch, you are wearing a smartwatch, so we are continuously monitoring our health. And that data is basically going to a model. And the model is continuously evolving because of the data that you are sending. And based on that data, the model tells you that what and how your health would be after 30 years. So it's making predictions, very personalized predictions about your health. Digital twins is something which is also getting a data from any physical object. So the digital replica of any physical object or physical asset is a digital twin. Virtual representation. I would also like to know, because I watch a lot of movies, how many of you have heard a sentence from a very famous movie, Houston, we have a problem. Captain Jim says that. Apollo 13. Apollo 13 was a space mission, and Houston has the headquarters of NASA. So Apollo 13 was stuck in the space, and the spacecraft was damaged, and the astronauts, they could not go outside and see what's happening with the spacecraft. So they just heard a loud thud, and they say, Houston, we have a problem, but we don't know what it is. So please guide us. Now, Houston had about, the NASA headquarters at Houston had about 15 simulators. And those simulators were continuously evolving from the data which was being sent to the simulators from the spacecraft stuck up in the space, and the astronauts not knowing what's happening, but the data was coming. And based on that data, the models were being trained, the simulators were continuously evolving, and they were able to make decisions based on that data and the model, and they could make predictions about what the spacecraft should be now doing. So this is how they safely brought the astronauts back. None of them, actually, the spacecraft was also safe. So that was perhaps the first example, we can say, or the first digital twin that we know of. But that was about 50, 60 years ago in 1970. And the digital twin terminology was coined in 2010, some 50 years later. So while digital twin, we are discussing about its benefits, digital twins do come up where they have their own disadvantages or the risks associated with it. So whenever we are exploiting the opportunities that any technology is bringing, we should also be aware of the risks that technology is bringing into our life or to our systems. So we'll be discussing the opportunities that digital twin is bringing and the risks that digital twin may be posing to the models or to the physical assets also.